It's been too long. I think almost 10 years or so now since the last time the both of us chatted. What? Miley? All right, this is exactly how I expected you to react, LOL. It's great to see that you're feeling the same way about me even after these past 10 years, LOL. Hateful and rude, LOL. And by the way, I hear you're still single, right? LOL. Who told you something like that? Samuel did. Huh? A little while ago, Samuel was back around you guys for work for about a week. And just out of curiosity, he wanted to see how Mom and Dad's place was doing, so he passed by it in his car. And he noticed that you're still living with them after seeing you through the dining room window. I don't think by seeing me over at Mom and Dad's house, that's a good way to judge if I'm single or not right now. Oh, come on now. If you're still living with your parents at the age you are now, then you can't be anything besides single, right? LOL. But I get it. You still feel safe being over at their house and can be there to take care of them, so don't worry. LOL. Why would you care about how I feel after you left the house so long ago and never talked to any of us? You ran off without ever talking to us for a whole decade after you stole my fiancé, Samuel, from me and said he'd become your husband. I'm actually having a hard time still believing this is actually that same Miley talking to me now. Do you expect to return to Mom and Dad's house now or something? That's right. And if you think I don't have a place with you guys there anymore, then make a place for me, LOL. Make a place for you? I'm going to be moving back in with you all whether you want me to or not, Cassidy. Seriously? It's been 10 years now since I've been able to see my parents, and so Samuel and I are moving in with them. And you're to leave, LOL. You're actually serious about coming back to this house? That's what I'm saying, right? Even if you were to try and move back in with Mom and Dad, there's really no place for you or Samuel to stay since this place is fully booked now. And I told you if there's no place for me, then make one. And a place for my husband, too. You are just in the way now, Cassidy, LOL. So get out of there, LOL. That'll free up your room, and although it's small and narrow, my husband and I will feel all cozy. Huh? Why do I have to be the one to leave this house? Cassidy, I'm aware that you're still in love with Samuel, right? But he's my husband now, and there's no chance for you to ever get back with him. And it's nothing against you as my little sister, but having someone living in the same house as my husband that still loves him is a bit... I don't have to say how I feel about it, right? You can see what I'm getting at, LOL. Don't tell me you've come this far and still have no idea what's going on here. What's going on with me and my life? What do you mean, LOL? I don't want to keep this hidden from you any longer because it'll only make things worse between us. So, I'll tell you. I'm married now, Miley. Huh? And as for this house, Mom and Dad's house, I'm living here with my husband and plan to have my family stay in this house for a long time. Huh? What about Mom and Dad then? They aren't actually here anymore. Then where did those two run off to? What are they doing leaving their massive house like that? I have an idea of where they went off to, but they don't want to meet you, so I can't say exactly where their address is. Come on, LOL. Listen, Cassidy, if you're going to lie to me, do a better job of it and give some more details besides just that. If you're being asked where your parents have run off to, don't just say that they don't want to meet me and that you don't know, LOL. That's a total lie. Those two had some things come up in their lives and had to leave the house 9 years ago, and they left me to have this place. Huh? If you want to know the reason for them leaving back then, I'll tell you. But what will you do with that information after? Your lying is so bad, LOL. I know that Mom and Dad will be so happy to have me home since they loved me way more than they ever loved you when we were kids, LOL. I told you that they are no longer in this house. Well, I know that they want to see me there. Samuel and I plan to come next Sunday with all our things and move into that house. And before then, you need to have yourself and all your things out of there. See ya! LOL.
Hey, Cassidy. I believe that yesterday you heard from my lovely wife already, right? But next Sunday we'll be moving into that house to start living with your mum and dad. So you hurry things up and get out there as soon as possible.
Ugh. This time I have to talk to the pile of crap Samuel.
What do you mean, pile of crap?
You took the hand of my sister when you were already engaged to me, and then you both ran away from everyone for 10 years. And after 10 years, you're finally talking again, but only to say that you're going to move into this house without a single okay from anyone? No matter how you think of that, it makes you both piles of crap.
What the heck? Oh, that's what this is.
What?
Well, don't get too jealous about all of this, okay?
What are you talking about?
Over the past 10 years, you've never stopped thinking about me, right?
Huh?
And the proof I have for that is that you're still single at your age. And you're still living with your parents, even. So, no matter how you want me to think about it, the proof shows that you're still a single woman. And I think the reason for that is you've never stopped thinking about me and moved on, because you think you have a chance of getting me back. Huh?
Did my sister-in-law never tell you that I'm married now? I told her that yesterday when she was texting me. Right now, I'm living with my husband here in my mom and dad's house. And my parents actually left this house 9 years ago.
What is up with that?
I asked my sister if she wanted to know the reason for them both leaving, but she never said for me to tell her, and so I'm not going to say anything to you. But just know that if both of you suddenly show up thinking you can live here, it's not going to happen. Goodbye.
Is that so? And there's no way I'm believing a bit of those weak lies you just told me, Cassidy. Oh, you really do want to get back together with me, don't you? Oh, it's actually terrifying that you still love me, even though it's been 10 whole years of us never talking. I'm not going to come back to you, though, so get out of that house.
What the hell, Cassidy? What the actual hell is this? It's you again, Miley? What? There's this huge man standing in the front door and he's not letting us inside the house. Are you saying that you really showed up to my house? I am. Dang, you really have tried to move in without my permission. What the hell is it with this dumb-looking man? He's my husband. Huh? He has a lot of muscles on him, doesn't he? He works for a quarry company, and so he works a lot of 12-hour shifts driving heavy machinery and moving lots of stone. You're still going to use that lie with me? I'm sure that he's just some gorilla that you paid to come here and protect the front door, right? I told him that you and your husband were thinking of forcing your way back into our house and living there, so we took today off to stay home and wait. Huh? Are you actually telling me that he lives here too? I am. When Mom and Dad left the house 9 years ago, they actually put my name on the house. And then 5 years ago, we did some interior changes and reformations to the house, and my husband was putting in a lot of his money for it, so we changed the name on the house from mine to his. That is another one of your BS lies! If you took a look at the nameplate on our front door, I think you'd understand me a lot quicker. Huh? Nameplate? I know that the moment my husband stepped out the front door, you both ran off, but he told me you took a photo of the house before. The nameplate should be visible in that photo, right? Oh, crap. The name is different now. And also, the whole front of the house looks a bit different than it did 10 years ago. There's another part of the house we decided to have remodeled in the Reformation. We thought that since we'd be changing the nameplate after our wedding, it'd be best to get a breath of fresh air by making the front door and porch brand new. This is bullcrap! It's actually upsetting that you still believe this all to be a lie, even after seeing that everything I've explained to you has so far been true. And another thing, I have kids now. Huh? We were expecting you to show up today, so my husband and I had his parents take our kids for the day to keep them away from the house, in case anything bad were to happen to you both. Well, Samuel is telling me he never saw your husband or kids when he drove by. Right. You did say that when he came back into town for work a little while back. He was able to see that I was here. But if that was on a weekday, then my husband was probably at work and my kids were at school. And I work remotely for my job, and so I'm always around the house unless I have plans with friends or need to go shopping. He did say that it was on a Thursday back then. Then all he saw was me home at the house while the rest of my family was out doing what they always do. LOL. Out doing what they always do.
Hey,
And now we're back to you, I see.
are you really trying to say this house is your husband's house now?
Were you looking at my sister's phone while she was texting me then?
I saw all the crap you were saying, that's why I'm talking with you now. What the actual frick? I just realised that the name on that nameplate is the same as my mum's last name. I get it now. Your husband happens to be my cousin, I think.
It's about time this all got around to you. LOL.
10 years ago, that guy was just a loser that never left my aunt and uncle's house besides to go to the gym. Why? His face and such are similar to how he looked back then, but the rest of him is completely different now.
I never knew the man that you're talking about, but from what I've heard from some of his friends, he really did his best. I guess for a while he was talking to his parents about what he wanted to do with his life, and since he had started going to the gym, his dad said he could get him a job that would build even more muscle on him. And so that's how he got the job at the quarry, and I guess really changed his appearance.
For that frickin' quarry.
Do you know of it?
That's the place people that get out of jail go when they're released to find a job.
Ah, and that's what I've been told as well. I've heard that the owner of the place is really popular for taking those that are misplaced in society, or don't take life seriously, and works them into shape so that they know who they really are. Almost like a training camp for adults that need help getting back into society. And that's what my husband was given when he started working there. He said at first there were days where he went home crying because the work was so hard. But after getting used to the grind there, and his body growing bigger, he was able to work the 12-hour shifts like they're nothing, and is now able to have a wonderful life with me as his wife.
What the hell? I never expected a guy like him to start working for that quarry.
And he's moved up to being a manager for the company now.
What?
And about that, I've heard that pretty recently you were fired from the company you'd been working for. There has been talk around my husband's work about you and what happened when you got fired. Apparently, you and my sister have been living in company housing, but are being kicked out, and that's why you are trying to force yourselves back into my life. And I guess my sister still thinks that my mom and dad actually want her back, and so she's using that false hope of hers to bring you guys here. And now you're around my house somewhere, thinking that my mom and dad would welcome you in. I'd assume that's how it all went down for you and my sister, right?
You know about all of that stuff too.
What the heck, Cassidy? Your husband just drove up to my husband and I in an all blacked out SUV. And he just took my husband in it and drove off. Yeah, my husband already told me about what he's going to do. You guys had been trying to hide in that park nearby my house, right? I want to know what the hell your husband is doing with mine. Well, my husband knows. The CEO of the company that Samuel was fired from. And he knows him well enough to understand Samuel's situation. And after he spoke with that CEO for a while about Samuel and the past he had with me and all of that, we decided to talk with Samuel's parents about what to do with you guys. And they agreed that my husband is to take you both to go work out in the quarries for him. And it'll be some very back-breaking work. Huh? Well, after his parents heard about how you guys were trying to barge into living in my house, they said you both needed to be put to work. And so you're going to end up the same way Mom and Dad did, working in the quarry and learning the hard way how to live in this society. Huh? Mom and Dad? They are both working for the company that runs the quarry. Excuse me? I told you a week ago or so that Mom and Dad left this house 9 years ago, right? Well, to tell you the truth about what happened 9 years ago, Mom and Dad were so upset about how you ran away with my fiancé, but they weren't upset at you for doing that. But me. They loved you so much that they blamed me over and over again for letting you run off with Samuel, and even went as far as to push me down the stairs. And just when I thought it was over for me, Grandpa was in the house and saw what had happened and had me taken to the hospital to be treated. And as for Mom and Dad, well, he sent both of them to go work at that quarry because it used to be run by Grandpa and he had the power to get them employed there. So that's what happened after I left? And I think that those two are still at one of the quarries, working for 12 hours a day, doing very intense labor that people their age shouldn't really do anymore. But according to my husband, they still don't blame you for what happened, and are even more upset with me now that they have to work there because of what Grandpa saw. What the heck? And another thing, the person that came and picked them up from Grandpa and drove them to the quarry site was none other than my husband. He somehow heard about how I'd be alone after getting out of the hospital, and after some time, he came to me, and that led to where we are now. I don't care about what's happened with you or Mom or Dad right now, okay? Is working for that quarry company going to be scary? Well, you have to put in a lot of manual labor there. LOL. What? When you start working there, you'll understand what I mean. Are you just going to let them have me? Well, normally I wouldn't ask for my own sister to have to go and work there, but... Then come and help me! Come and help you, huh? I actually do want to help you and Samuel, and that's why my husband and I are planning to have you both go work in the quarry. Huh? Do your best, okay? Hold on! It seems that this time, my husband did not go easy on my sister and Samuel, and brought along 5 other men from the company to come bring them along. The idea for them having to work for the quarry is that if they choose not to, they will most likely never be able to find another job besides that. Right now, Samuel has little chance of being hired by anyone else in the area due to the very embarrassing news of how he was fired. And my sister is not the kind of girl that'll work a job unless under very strict measures, which will be enforced at the quarry. And it seems for the next little while, those two will not be allowed to use their smartphones while on the job site, which is pretty much all the time since the job rotation there for manual workers is every 2 months, and you live on site. I think after those two ran away 10 years ago and never seemed to do well with the world they were living in, it'll be a good refresher for them to get back to basics, working long shifts under the hot sun while moving some rocks. And hopefully that, while being surrounded by some of society's lowest, will help them become a bit better people, like it had done to my husband. I'm sure that they will start complaining every day about how their muscles will begin to hurt and that they want to go home, but that's all part of working for that next paycheck. LOL. I really do hope that this teaches them a huge lesson about how they should have never been the pile of crap people that they were, and that they really should try not to cause problems for other people. However, in their case, and especially my sister's case alone, I think they're going to end up just like my parents, and will never actually change into better people through all that hard labor. That won't really bother me either way, because if they want to keep acting like monsters, then they can all work there until the day they all fall over. But anyway, that's enough about them both. For the work that my husband put in today, I'm going to make sure to cook him up a hefty steak dinner tonight as a reward. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Leslie, today I'm going to take the day off work, okay? What? Can you make sure to have any of the work I was supposed to be tasked with today and hand it out evenly among the rest of the team to have done for me? Amber, do you have a second? What's wrong? You and I both talked before about how the last time you took a day off, you used up the rest of your time off, right? That means this time you will not be paid for taking the day off, as you no longer have the PTO for it. Huh? This time will be considered an absence from work, and you won't be paid any money for this day if you take it off. What? Isn't that a little rude of you, though? The company is the one to decide how many PTO days you get in a year, and if you use more than that, then you will no longer receive 8 hours of pay for that day, and will be considered just an absence from work. This is the same rule that applies to everyone in this company, so it's not just you. Really? Are you sure this isn't just about you being jealous of a cute little 19-year-old girl like me? Excuse me? Why are you bringing something like that up now of all times? Well, look at yourself. You happen to be 40 years old and still single, right? That's true, but what does that have to do with your situation? I get that you've been trying to hide your private life from everyone else at work, but you have so much going on with you that it's far too easy for me to see the truth. Wait, I'm not trying to hide anything about myself from anyone, though. I also happen to have a fiancé now. Seriously? That has to be one big lie, right? There's no way a 40-year-old single woman like you could have found yourself a man that would actually be willing to marry someone like you still. You can stop it with all the lies about yourself, all right? Amber, this conversation is getting off topic now. Let's get back on topic, okay? Now, to repeat what I've said earlier, you have used up all your PTO, and that means today, if you do plan to take the day off, you will not be getting paid an 8-hour salary. That is all. All right. I have to take the day off today, so no matter what, I'll let you off the hook with that. This isn't about you letting me off the hook or not about something that has little to do with me. I do not have the time to continue talking with a hysteric grandma all day, so I'm out of here. Leslie? Hello? This is the 19-year-old super cute new hire here. Good evening, Amber. It's a little past 8 now, so we're not in the office anymore. Is this something you can talk to me about tomorrow? Hey now, are you still upset about earlier? I get that you might have some hurt feelings about what I said, but you're way too old to be holding on to the past now, right, Grandma? Amber, what is it you want? Huh? Are you just here to make yourself seem all cute and stuff in front of me? Or are you trying to act as though you're better than me? Well, if either of those are the case, then it's a waste of time for the both of us, and you're better off refraining yourself from doing it anymore. What? Well, whatever. I don't have time to sit here and listen to an old woman and her awful attitude anyway, so I'll tell you what's going on here. Listen, this weekend I'm going to be having my wedding. I'm inviting people like you, Leslie, and the rest of the people in the department to come along and watch. So please come. This weekend, you said? That's pretty soon. I didn't have any other choice this time. I happen to have something major happen to me, and that's why I need to get married now. Wait, are you talking about that? I want to have this wedding before my belly gets too big, so that's why it's going to happen this weekend. That's the whole reason I've been having to take a lot of time off work. I see. So the reason you've been out of work at least once a week for the last month or two has been for that reason? And this coming Sunday, I'll be having the wedding at a really fancy restaurant. That's in 2 days, right? This is meant to be a surprise for you. A surprise! Well, I'm sure that seeing a cute and young bride all happy on her wedding will be difficult for a single 40-year-old grandma, but, well, I just wanted to share some of my happiness with you on the day, huh? Amber, your full name happens to be Amber Curtis, right? That's right. But, of course, once I marry my man, I'll become Amber Bourne. In other words, your soon-to-be husband's last name is Bourne? That's right. I see. Mr. Bourne. And I'm going to become Amber Bourne. I really want people to start calling me that soon, so I want to get this show on the road. I'm sure you'll never have any idea what I'm talking about when I say it's going to be so amazing having my last name changed with marriage. But I hope this wedding will give you just a small taste of that experience. I'm going to make sure to rub all my happiness in your wrinkly old face, so make sure you're there. But I don't want you going after any of the men at this wedding, all right? None of them are going to want some 40-year-old single grandma, so leave them alone. I'm going to have to introduce myself to the groom, I think. What? I just told you to not try reeling in any men, all right? I'm not the type of woman that likes to steal other people's partners, so don't worry about that, please. Huh? My sister and her kids are going to be arriving at my house any time now to hang out, so I'll see you later. As for the time and place of the wedding, I'll have all that information sent into the office group chat. So make sure to read all of that later, please. Leslie, were you able to make it to the restaurant yet? I know that today is going to be very tough for you, having to watch a youthful and cute 19-year-old get married right before your eyes. But do your best to swallow those tears and watch this wedding to the very end, okay? Good morning, Amber. Are you in the changing room right now? Yep. I just finished having my wedding dress and everything put on. And as for your soon-to-be husband, Mr. Bourne, he's at the restaurant as well, right? Of course he is. He told me he just got finished changing into his tuxedo. Is that so? All right, then. I would like to go see him before the wedding gets started. Would that be all right with you? Huh? Why do you want to see him so badly? Oh, wait, are you literally going to try and take my groom from me today? The groom's full name is Max Bourne, right? Actually, through my sister, I may happen to know the groom. And, well, it's very important that I go and introduce myself to him today, so I'd like to be able to go to his changing room and see him. I suppose there are times like this after all. Well, it's not like he's going to fall for some old hag trying to flirt with him anyway. As long as you make it quick, I'll allow you to go and see him. Well, as long as you're all right with it, I'll make my way over to go and see him right now. I'll go over to his changing room as well now. Leslie, what the hell is this? Why is Max on his hands and knees apologizing to you? What the hell happened between you two? Amber, have you still not realized anything yet? What are you talking about? Have you not taken a look at what my last name is? You're Leslie Pines, right? Wait, you're related to Ashley Pines? She happens to be my little sister, actually. What? Ashley and I happen to be separated by many years, so most people would never think that the two of us are sisters. But after hearing from me that she's my sister and that we both share the same last name, you can understand things a little bit more clearly, right? Are you still going to question why your fiancé Max Bourne is on his hands and knees apologizing to me? Amber, this goes for you as well. You have something you need to tell Ashley right away, right? I'm sorry that I went and stole your husband from you. What is this? If you knew something was going on here, then why didn't you tell me about this a lot sooner? Why did you wait to tell me all of this until the day of my wedding? Because this would be the best chance for my sister and I to catch Max and handle him without him getting away from us. Huh? Your best chance to catch Max? When my sister started to go on about a divorce and all that, I was overseas and not in the States to help her deal with things. And I never even knew about most of this going on until after things between her and Max had been dealt with. Of course, I didn't get to hear about everything from Ashley about what had happened. And when Ashley did explain certain things to me, she never told me the name of the woman that had stolen her husband from her. So this whole time, I never knew who it could have been. But when I did learn about who it was, or at least was made aware of it, it was when you told me to come to your wedding today, 2 days ago. At the time you had told me that, I stated that my sister was coming over, and when she arrived, I told her about you and your wedding. And that's when I learned who you were. But even if that is the case, Ashley and Max are both divorced now, and he's paid her the settlement she asked for. You both should be totally fine leaving us alone and letting us enjoy our lives. Why the hell are you making him apologize even more? To you, Amber, you may think things are finished with a simple apology and a settlement like that being paid. But you are aware that Ashley and Max had 2 kids together, right? And so what? Right now, Max should be paying Ashley $700 a month for child support so that she can care for the 2 kids. And he has the responsibility to continue paying that $700 a month to her until the kids are both adults. He has to pay her $700 every month? But here's the problem. Within the first 3 months of the divorce and her getting their kids, he moved out of his place unannounced and changed his phone number. And then he just disappeared and ran away from Ashley. It's been half a year now, and he has not paid any of the child support to her within that time. So over time, we've been searching for him so that we could force him to do his job as the father of his 2 kids. And as we were starting to lose hope in finding him, we came across you, Amber. Are you kidding me? I guess this is what everyone means when they say we live in a small world, right? Are you freaking kidding me? Well, you should really enjoy this wedding you've worked so hard on having with your fiancé. My sister and I know where Max is now, and we're not leaving until his parents arrive here to help us handle him. Wait, he told me his parents disowned him a while ago. Well, they are pissed to have heard about him never paying the child support for his kids. They are going to continue to keep ties cut with him, but to get him to take responsibility for the child support and never have a way of running off, they're having him move into a new line of work. Some construction company his second uncle owns that's out in the middle of the mountains right now doing a 10-year-long job. A construction company out in the middle of nowhere? I'm not sure what all the details are on the company, but from what his parents have told me, it's a place that most ex-prisoners go to work, as the place is like a prison and reminds them of home in a way. Huh? What the hell? I think it's a great place for people to learn their duties as an adult and work them back into proper members of society, if they wish to leave, of course. So, with that, when this wedding is over with, his parents and his second uncle will be hauling him off to that new company so he can start his job. Huh? Hold on a second. He and I just handed in our marriage papers this morning before the wedding, and we are already legally a married couple. You're telling me he's going to have to move into the mountains now without me? Well, some married couples happen to live like that for a while, right? But we wanted to be together forever, and that's why we've gotten married. Also, it's not just him that has lost ties to his parents, but me as well. That's why the 2 of us really wanted to be together. It's all because of you, you old hag, that we're going to lose this happiness we've had. You're the freak that thought it was okay to steal someone else's husband and ruin their happiness all so that you could have a husband of your own. Because of you and your BS, you took my sister's husband away from her and left her with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old that she has to raise all by herself. It's because of you that those 2 kids no longer have a father. Just because you're young doesn't mean you get a free pass to do whatever you want. At least I'm not the forever alone grandma. I'm getting married next year. Huh? And also, the fact that you keep calling me an old hag and a grandma might be hurtful to some. But I actually like being called that because a lot of people who are actual grandmas are very nice people. They happen to take really good care of their family and their friends, just like I'm doing now. In my case, I'm caring for my single little sister and her 2 kids. And I'm here to protect them from someone like their husband and father, who left the 3 of them with nothing, trying to get away with no damage to himself. And from someone like you who caused all of this to happen in the first place to them, ruining the family they had. I will never forgive you for any of it, Amber. If you really want to be with Max and live a loving and happy life together, then go right ahead. Now I'm going to go back outside and wait for the 2 of you to finish that wedding you've been wanting to rub in my face this whole time. But just know that I'm not sure who will all show up for it today, and what'll happen when they come. It became time for the wedding after I'd been finished talking with Amber. In reality, there was supposed to be around 30 people coming to see the wedding, but a large amount of those people ended up saying no to the invitation. In reality, only a few people dropped by to see it. And I totally understand why most didn't come anyway, as Amber only sent out her invitations to everyone 2 days before her wedding date. Because nobody had really showed up, Amber and Max, both dressed up for the wedding, got on stage and started to shout at one another about what was going to happen. In the end, they got into a really bad fight and started to damage a lot of the things inside the restaurant. And this led to the both of them having to pay off thousands in fees to the place. And on top of those fees, Max would also be asked to pay for the past 6 months' worth of child support. After the wedding had been finished and Max was sent off to work, Amber had her baby and was then forced to go to work for that company as well. She's working in a different shift than her husband, and with the help of her higher-up there, she's being worked so hard that every day she forms at least 10 new calluses on her hands. And all of this in order for those two to pay off everything they owe and more. When it comes to myself, being the old grandma that I happen to be to Amber, I've defied all odds and am going to be having my wedding in the next couple of months here. And what she doesn't know is that my fiancé happens to be 10 years younger than me. But in his eyes, he doesn't really care about my age, as he finds mature women a lot more decent than young women like Amber. I'll make sure to send her an invitation soon to the location she's working, and maybe she'll have enough cell service out there to give me a call congratulating me. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Stefan. Looks like you haven't come to work yet. You just too lazy or something? At least pretend to be sick and make a call or something. Oh, it's you, Dante. Hello. I'm going to be absent from work today. No, not because I'm just too lazy to come. Alright, that's what everyone says. If you're going to be absent, at least tell the manager about it, will you? Because he was pretty mad back there. Yeah, but didn't the manager just answer the phone right now? Hold on. I think he did. Was that you? Yeah, that was me telling him I would be absent today. Sorry for being late to tell you guys, but I just got into an accident at the station. Oh, he just told us you were going to be absent right now. What's the incident you're talking about then? Oh, he said you sprained your wrist on your way to work at the station? Are you seriously that clumsy? There was a woman who was pickpocketed and I was chasing the culprit. Uh-huh, seriously? What, did you get into a fight or something? Yeah, I managed to catch him and we got into a fight. That's when I sprained my wrist. Luckily, it was my left hand and not my right, so I can still use my phone like I'm doing right now. Is that so? That's like the standard story someone who's going to be late for work makes up. What's so funny about this? Well, there were people who saw what happened, so I have proof that I'm not making this up. Witnesses? Oh, really? So you're not coming to work because you're going to the doctor or something? No, I already went to the doctor. But I got questioned by the police and stuff, so I decided to take a leave today since there's still some things I need to take care of. I'll come to work tomorrow. Huh? But if you can't use your left hand, then how are you going to use your computer? What's the point in coming in if that's the case? Oh, I know. You're probably going to get fired. Hold on. I think that's the only possibility for you now. You're getting fired. Do you know what getting fired means? Besides, there's work I can do that doesn't require a computer. Apparently, I'm supposed to train a new employee starting from tomorrow. What? Really? How are you going to train an employee when you can't use your left hand, though? I really have the feeling they're just going to fire you. I mean, there's no point in keeping you as an employee if you can't work, is there? Our company isn't so black as to fire me just because I can't use a computer temporarily. And I don't need to use my left hand to train an employee. All I have to do is show them how things are done inside this company, apparently. Fine. Maybe you aren't getting fired after all. But it just means that you're never going to get a promotion now. I don't know how getting injured means I won't be able to get a promotion anymore, but they just called me to pay my tab, so bye now. Okay, bye, Stefan. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Hello, Stefan. This is Irene, the person you saved at the station this morning. Thank you again for what you did.
Good evening, Irene.
Is it alright if I text you like this? If you want, I could also call you on the phone if you can't type well with your injured wrist and all.
No, it's fine. I was the type of person who would only use my right hand when typing anyway, so there's not much of a difference.
Is that so? Isn't that a little slower than using both hands, though? Oh, never mind. Just tell me if typing is getting difficult for you then.
I didn't know. Maybe it is slower. I'll try getting used to typing with both hands once my left wrist is healed. Oh, and thanks for the consideration, but still, I was surprised when you told me that you were the new employee whose first day of work at our office was going to be tomorrow.
I was surprised to know that you worked there as well. To think that the person who saved me at the station was going to be my instructor. I guess coincidences like this do actually happen, huh?
Yep. But if you find it inconvenient having me as your instructor, then be sure to tell someone without delaying. I heard that you were a very competent worker, so I don't think my injury is going to be that much of a problem for you, though. It's best for both of us if you consider work as just that, and don't worry about how I would feel, so no need to refrain.
Alright, I understand. Anyways, would you like to go to work together tomorrow? I know you probably haven't gotten used to getting around with only one hand yet, so.
What?
You said the nearest station to our house was the same, right? I know that not being able to use your left hand is going to be a big inconvenience for you, as well as a lot of other things. So, if you want, I can make you some food too. Would you like me to bring you a lunchbox tomorrow?
I really appreciate your consideration, but that's going to be a lot of work for you, isn't it? There's no need to force yourself to help me if you don't really feel like it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a girlfriend or something?
No. I've been a bachelor for 5 years now.
I see. If that's the case, then I want to help you as a way of showing thanks for what you did this morning. So please let me support you if you're fine with that.
Alright, I'll take you up on your offer then. I haven't had someone make a lunchbox for me ever since high school when my mom would make me one. To be honest, even though I was a bit apprehensive at letting you help me at first, I'm thankful because my parents live really far away and it's going to be difficult for them to come and help me. I'm truly thankful for your offer, Irene.
Thank you for accepting my offer. It's the least I can do to repay you after all. Well then, I'll see you tomorrow, Stefan. Oh, and I almost forgot. What do you want me to make for your lunchbox?
Anything's fine, really. I'm not a picky eater. Well, see you tomorrow then. I'll be counting on you, I guess. Huh? What in the world is the meaning of this? Who's that beautiful woman you came to work with today? What are you doing bringing a woman like that to work? You said you were a bachelor. She's not my girlfriend, Dante. And I know she's beautiful, but would you please calm down? She's the woman I saved from being pickpocketed yesterday. What? Seriously? Why is she here then? This is a huge coincidence, but apparently she's the new employee our company hired, and today's going to be her first day at work. Seriously? Damn, Stefan. This has got to be the luckiest thing to ever happen to you, right? Work comes first, Dante. I'm not about to get distracted just because she's beautiful. Apparently she was going to the office yesterday to get familiar with the route to the office. That's when she was unlucky enough to become the target of a pickpocketing. Huh? Are you kidding me? Jesus, how I wish I could be you right now. I mean, now you get to spend time with a beautiful woman. It was a very unfortunate event for her, so don't say that. It's rude. Hold on. You said that you were going to be the instructor for a new employee, right? Are you going to be her instructor? Our manager told me about it before yesterday's events. Shit, you're even luckier than I thought. Alright, I've decided. I'll do your job training the new employee for you. I mean, I guess we could ask the manager if you could be our instructor instead, but it's obvious you're being tricked somehow. I mean, seriously, that the beautiful woman you saved also happened to be a new employee at our company? It's just too good to be true. What do you mean I'm being tricked? We just met each other and all she's done is be kind and considerate towards me until now. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Things don't go this well in the real world, Stefan. She probably knew that you were going to be her instructor beforehand. At first, she's going to act like a helpless but beautiful woman, and in the end, she's probably going to make you her servant or something. And you're not going to notice what's happening to you because she has seduced you and couldn't think straight anymore. Maybe she's even planning on becoming your girlfriend just to disappear with all the money in your bank account one day. What in the world are you talking about, Dante? You watch way too many of those weird YouTube videos, dude. I'm telling you things like that actually happen. You probably don't want it to happen to you, right? But I, on the other hand, am quite alright with being seduced by a beautiful woman and made to be her servant, which is why I'll do your job instructing her for you. You should just forget about this and get back to work or something. Besides, what use are you going to be to her when you can't even use your left hand? Just let me lend you a hand here, alright? Thanks for your consideration, but no need. Huh? You just want to have this beautiful woman to yourself, don't you? Her name is Irene, and it's less that I want to have her to myself, but more that I don't trust you to do your job as an instructor. Besides, not being able to use my left hand isn't going to be that big of a problem, it seems. You see, I talked with the manager this morning. Apparently Irene, the woman I came with today, is extremely competent. Huh? What do you mean extremely competent? So you're telling me not only is she beautiful, but she's some sort of prodigy as well? Well, kind of. You see, Irene was apparently hired by our company as a target of our headhunting. She was hired via headhunting? Wow. Yes, I'm going to be her instructor, but really all I have to do is explain how things work in this company and teach her about stuff only we do. Oh, and apparently she's one of the candidates for a future executive. Seriously? God, I'm so jealous of you, Stefan. Come on, it's unfair how you get this beautiful woman all to yourself. What is it now? I already told you it's not like that, Dante. I have no intention of bringing in private matters into the office. So you do admit that there's something between you two. You see, there are some people who say that you two are a good couple or actually dating when they see you guys walking together, and I can't stand it. Come on, Dante. We're not high schoolers anymore. Be a bit more professional, please. There are more important things than work, Stefan. She makes your lunch boxes for you too, right? Yeah, she says that it would be difficult for me to make my own food or go out for lunch if I can't use my left hand, which is why she's making me lunch boxes. And you guys go to and from work together, right? Yes, but that's because the nearest station to our house is the same, and she says that getting on crowded trains with an injured left hand would be difficult. I'm so jealous of you. Obviously, she's just using your injury as an excuse to get closer to you. Didn't you notice that? I already told you, Dante, we're not actually dating. Seriously? Are you telling me the truth right now? I mean, since when did people start dating after only meeting a few days earlier? It's unusual. Thank God. This means that I have a chance with her. I don't know what you're planning on doing, but don't cause her any trouble, alright?
Stefan?
Irene, thanks for your work today again.
Help me.
Huh? What's the matter?
I'm being chased by Dante.
What? Dante? What do you mean he's chasing you?
I went to the convenience store to buy some stuff, and he ambushed me at the entrance of my apartment.
Huh? How does he even know where you live?
No, he probably followed me on my way from work one day.
Seriously? After I had specifically told him not to cause you any trouble. Alright, tell me what happened.
He was trying to go to the convenience store with me, so I panicked and tried to go back to my apartment, and he started chasing me, and then he managed to block my way to the entrance. He started approaching me, and he almost was able to push me against the wall.
He was trying to push you against the wall?
Yes, but I managed to escape, and now I'm hiding in a bathroom at the second floor of a crowded building near the station.
What in the world is he thinking? Alright, I think I know where you are. I'll come and get you.
Huh?
If you're with me, then I don't think he's going to try and do anything crazy. Meet me at our usual spot when I tell you. Then we'll get on the taxi and flee. Don't worry. I was able to fight off a thief, wasn't I?
What?
I'll contact you once I'm near our location.
I got it. I'm so sorry, Stefan, for getting you into this mess, but I'm waiting for you.
Stefan, why are you here? That's exactly what I wanted to ask you. I knew that you were attracted to Irene, but I never thought that you would become a stalker or something. I'm not a stalker. I'm just doing my best to get closer to Irene. Yeah, so you followed her on your way home to find out where she lived? And you tried to push her against the wall after ambushing her? And when she was clearly scared and fled, you chased after her all the way here? What the hell do you think you're doing? Yeah, but that's just my way of showing her I like her. Sorry, but did you ever consider what Irene felt when you were doing all of this? You're just bothering her. What'd you say to me? I'm a bother to her, you say? How am I a bother? You're the one who's bothering us right now. I get it. You're just mad because you wanted Irene for yourself, don't you? But the joke's on you. Judging by how she looked when she ran away, I just need to make one more approach before she falls for me. What in the world made you think that she'll fall for you after just one approach? Didn't you see that she was terrified? Come on, she wasn't terrified. The only reason she ran away was because she got embarrassed at my approaches. Just a bit more and I could have managed to take her to my room where we could have some fun. But then you came along and ruined everything. You're a sick man, Dante. What you're saying right now are actually what a delusional man would say. You calling me delusional? Irene got scared by what you did and called me to save her. What? She wanted you to save her? What do you mean she got scared? According to Irene, this wasn't your first time doing something like this apparently. Even in the office, you would wait until I wasn't with her and suddenly start massaging her shoulders while she's working on the computer, or go up to her and smell her, or try to pull her hair so you could keep her for yourself. It often seems you would go up to her and say inappropriate things as well. Yeah, but she looked like she was enjoying it. If she didn't like it, she would resist. She said she didn't resist because she was scared and you were a senior employee, and because she didn't want to interrupt her work. Apparently, she was thinking about how to tell you that she didn't like what you were doing. What? Really? I'm going to report this incident to the company. What? Apparently, Irene was recording you with a secret microphone whenever you said those things to her. She was recording me? If we check the security cameras in the office as well, we'll probably be able to find the proof of what you did. But all I wanted was to have someone as talented, as beautiful as Irene as my girlfriend. That's why I did all those things, because I thought that it would make her happy. I haven't had a girlfriend in 5 years, but there's something even I know. What is it? If you make the mistake of getting the wrong ideas about your relationship with a woman, she's going to be disgusted by you and strike back. Huh? Disgusted? Strike back? Anyways, Irene's scared of you and has zero affection for you, so just give it up already. But I was sure she liked me. The next day, me, Irene, our manager, and a person in charge of employee compliance came to the office 1 hour earlier than usual and had a meeting. Dante didn't know about this and came to the office 15 minutes earlier than usual to tell the manager his version of the story. Apparently, he made it seem like he himself was the victim. It was too bad for him, though, that Irene had already showed him the evidence. So this only made it worse for Dante, as it was now apparent that he didn't regret his actions whatsoever. Dante miraculously wasn't fired, but instead relocated abroad, where he would work for the next 30 years of his career. Dante's face went pale when he heard this, but it was too late for him. Of course, Irene made Dante pay an alimony to her for the distress he had caused her, and so Dante couldn't just quit his job since he had to get the money somehow. He was last seen crying at the airport before getting onto an airplane and leaving the country. Honestly, I wouldn't be so sad if I were him, as he basically gets a new chance at a life abroad. This is private, but Irene confessed her feelings to me, and we've been dating ever since. I proposed to her 1 year after that. That's a story for another day. Hey Erica, I don't want to rush you, but I want to hear your answer to my proposal soon. Do you still not have an answer?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. This isn't an easy decision, you know? I really like you, Emilio, but there are still some things I have to know about you before I can decide.
What do you mean some things you have to know about me? But I've been completely honest with you all this time, and it's not like I have secrets.
It's not like that. I meant that I need to know things like how eligible you are for a promotion at your job.
A promotion, huh? I guess I can't really give you an answer when it comes to that, huh? I mean, it's only been 3 years since I entered this company. Even if everything goes well, a promotion is probably still a few years ahead, knowing how things work around here.
Yes, I understand, and I can't exactly just keep holding back my answer until I know that you're going to get a promotion too, right? I mean, my value as a woman is starting to decrease because I am not getting any younger, you know? So I need to make a really smart decision before I give you an answer.
I guess you are the kind of person that doesn't hesitate to work hard to improve herself. But don't you think that there are also ways to get better with age, and not just the other way around? I don't know. Maybe you could become more wise or something.
I mean, I guess we can think about that when the time comes, but what I want right now is someone my age that's already of the same value as me, which is why I want you to do your best, Emilio. And I'm doing my best too, aren't I?
Well, I guess you are. Alright, then I'll do my best so that at least I'm going to be guaranteed a promotion in the future.
Yeah, that's the spirit. The sooner you give me results, the better, since I'm currently just waiting for something I can evaluate you on. And before I turn 30 would be nice. Oh, and giving birth once you turn 30 becomes even more dangerous, so yeah, I'd like to have kids before then too.
I understand. Then I feel like what I'm going to tell you right now will probably be very important to you.
What is it?
You know that we're going to be starting a huge new project at my company, right?
Oh yeah, I remember you told me something like that. The CEO is going to manage the project himself, right?
You see, I've actually been invited to be one of the people that are going to be involved in this project.
Oh, that's wonderful, Emilio!
If this project succeeds, then this will surely land me a promotion in the near future. I'll do everything I can with this new project, so could you just wait for me a bit longer?
I understand.
Hey, Emilio. Huh? Moreno? What do you want, and why are you suddenly contacting me like this? Come on, Emilio. Is that how you greet an old friend? We haven't talked since we graduated university, right? Yeah, looks like I forgot to block you, though. Thanks for bringing back memories I'd rather just forget. What? What do you mean by that? Thanks for reminding me to block you then. Bye. Wait, it's going to be a problem if you block me. What do you mean? You work at the planning department of S Company, right? Yes, and? How do you even know that, by the way? It's not like I told you where I would be going after we graduated. I found out because I'm going to be an employee of the planning department starting from tomorrow as well. I hope we can get along, colleague. What? But I thought you got a job at T Industries after you graduated from university. Yeah, I changed jobs, obviously. I had no idea you were here as well, though. I just wish you had told me sooner. So you were a new employee hired during the middle of the work year? Yeah, I guess I am. What of it? If that's the case, then isn't it weird how you're suddenly placed in the planning department? I thought that new employees had to undergo a training period first, whether they were hired during the middle of a work year or at the start of one. Oh yeah, but I don't need training, you see. Why not? Well, probably because I'm an extremely skilled worker. But more importantly, don't you recognize my last name? Your last name? What? Don't tell me. But are you a relative of the CEO's? Jesus. It's my 3rd year at this company, and I've only made the connection. In my defense, I was never your friend in the first place, so... Come on, don't be so cold, Emilio. It's not my fault that your girlfriend simply wanted to be with me more than she wanted to be with you. Oh, and yeah, I'm the CEO's nephew. But that must mean that you're the son of the CEO's younger brother, who was also a senior executive director at this company. Correct again? So, you got a job at this company using these connections of yours, huh? Yeah, and? It's not my fault that I was born lucky. I'm not the kind of person that thinks using connections is bad all the time, but when it comes to you, who knows? Maybe you really are highly competent. It's not like I ever saw you at work before. Judging by your character, I highly doubt it, though. Hold on, Emilio. You're going to regret it later on if you talk to me like that. I'm the senior executive director's son, remember? You were my friend during university, so I'll let you off with a warning this time. By the way, do you happen to know that the CEO doesn't have any children? What? Oh yeah, I heard that his wife died only a year after they got married, and he's been single ever since. Do you know what that means then? I'm going to be the next CEO as his nephew. I think that listening to what I tell you will be best for you in the long run, don't you agree? Be sure to stay on my good side, and I might promote you to manager one day. What are you talking about? But the next CEO hasn't been decided yet. Actually, it has been decided, and it's going to be me. I know there hasn't been any official announcement yet. Everyone in the company's inner circle already knows about it. I'm telling you this because you're my friend, by the way. Hey, Moreno, did you forget what you did to me back in university? And you still have the audacity to call me your friend? What? Are you seriously just salty about that? Come on, Emilio, just let the past go already. Well, I don't intend on causing trouble over something that happened years ago and, more importantly, has nothing to do with our job here. But it doesn't matter whether you're the CEO's nephew or senior executive director's son or whatever. You're still a new employee here. Don't do anything that might cause trouble in the company, alright? Yeah. Except, you know my uncle is a CEO, right? Unlike you peasants, I don't have to follow the rules.
Hey, Emilio, I heard that the new employee who just joined the planning department was your friend from university.
What? You already met him? No, he's not my friend.
You see, the general affairs department where I work at is also in charge of the company's reception. They asked me to show him around the office building, so I talked to him then, and that's when he told me that he was a friend of yours from university.
Oh, I see. I thought for a second that he approached you, knowing you were my girlfriend or something.
What? No, where did you get that idea? Anyways, he said he was the CEO's nephew and the senior executive director's son.
Apparently. I only found out about it yesterday when he texted me. I have forgotten his last name, so I wasn't able to make the connection until he told me.
Is that so?
What?
Nothing, never mind. I heard that he was going to be working with you from now on, so I was just curious.
I see. I don't want to give you too many preconceptions about him, but I'm going to warn you just in case he tries anything strange.
What strange things exactly?
You see, Moreno was infamous back in university for being extremely careless with women.
What? Really?
I knew at least 10 people who got their girlfriends stolen by him, and those are just my acquaintances. I think you can see it for yourself by how he's telling everyone today how he's the CEO's nephew or the senior executive director's son or whatever, but he would show off his family's wealth to get girls to do whatever he wanted. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I was one of those people who got their girlfriends stolen by him.
Wow, that's something, I guess.
Just be careful, alright? Knowing him, he's probably going to try and approach you since he knows you're my girlfriend. Just ignore him.
Oh, yeah, I understand, and thank you for warning me about him.
Hey, Erica, where are you right now?
Oh, hey, Emilio. I told you that I was going to go out drinking with my friends tonight, so what's the matter?
To think that I had even warned you.
What are you talking about?
Who are you with right now?
I already told you. I'm with my friends at a bar.
You're lying, aren't you? You're in a hotel with Moreno, right?
You know about us already.
Yeah, I saw this happening in a nightmare, but to think that it was actually true. These past 2 weeks, you've been canceling all of our plans because you always said that you have something to do. I wanted to believe that I was just being paranoid and nothing was happening between you two, but now there's no denying it, I guess.
Oh, so you saw us together or something?
Yes, just this evening on your way home from work. Besides, what are you even doing with him in a hotel already? It's only been 2 weeks since you met him, right?
And what made you think this was our first time at a hotel?
Huh?
We've been going out since the day after he entered the company, you know? In fact, this is actually our 13th time meeting up.
What? I warned you so much about him. Why did this happen?
Actually, those warnings of yours had the opposite effect on me. I mean, it only made me want him more.
What? Since when did you say things like that, Erica? I thought that you were better than this.
I mean, he spends the entire year going out with some woman, not to mention that he's able to steal just about anyone's girlfriend. That means that he's just that attractive of a guy, right? Not only that, but he's also the CEO's son / senior executive director's son. And he was placed in the planning department, one of the most prestigious departments in our company, without training, even though he was just a new employee. Oh, he's practically perfect.
You seem to be making a huge misunderstanding. The only reason he's able to steal girls like that is because he uses his family's wealth as bait. That's also why he was able to get a position at the planning department so soon as well.
Oh, I'm not done yet. He's also going to be the next CEO.
What? Actually, that's...
I've been waiting for someone like this my entire life.
I see.
To think that he's already set for a promotion, even though he just joined the company. No, he's incredible. But I saw how the other female employees were looking at him on his first day, even though they didn't know about his family ties. He's just that good looking. I thought to myself then that I had to make him mine before anyone else did, and set my plan in motion immediately. I approached him, which is when he told me that he actually fell in love with me as well. We knew that we needed to make our vows of love, so we decided to go to a hotel immediately. Finally, I've met a man who deserves me and all the hard work I put into approving myself. I thought to myself, I'm seriously in love with him, Emilio. He's the first man I've met who's on my level.
I was hoping that you would save all that for after we finished our relationship and broke up.
What?
What do you mean, what? Do I seriously have to tell you that?
Yeah, but I couldn't wait until we broke up. If I don't lay my hands on a high-spec man like him, then the other women will be all over him and I'd lose my chance.
You could have literally broken up with me right before you two started going out, making what you did with him after that barely forgivable. You just enjoyed the act of cheating itself, didn't you? I really don't understand. You were such a proud woman, and then you met him. Besides, that's not something you should say when you still currently have a boyfriend. What you're doing right now is cheating, Erica. The worst possible thing that one can do when it comes to relationships.
We aren't even engaged yet, so who cares? Love is free, Emilio. Stop being old-fashioned.
I'm trying to tell you that I can't even imagine what kind of nerve you must have to just do something that you know will hurt someone as naturally as if you were breathing.
What are you even saying?
It seems you won't understand even if I try to explain it to you, so goodbye. Let's break up. I hope you're happy.
What? Really? Oh, thank God. I was actually wondering what I should do if you refuse to break up with me or something. So you're just going to step aside, right? Oh, thank you, Emilio, for being so understanding.
Hey, Emilio. Thanks for breaking up with Erica. I'm sorry for having to steal your girlfriend again, I guess. But it really wasn't my fault this time. She was the one who approached me and not the other way around. She's sleeping next to me right now, but Jesus, it's not every day you find a woman as fine as this. Looks like you don't want her anymore, so I'll take care of her until I get bored again. Bye.
Hey, Emilio. Well, since you're my ex-boyfriend and we do have a lot of history together, I thought I should be the first one to tell you that I'm going to quit my job at the company.
Oh, is that so? And what made you think that I wanted to know that?
Oh, come on, Emilio. I know we already broken up, but we used to love each other, right? And I still care about you. So you don't have to be cold, okay? And you see, I also wanted to be the first to tell you that I'm pregnant with Moreno's child.
Huh?
Now it's certain that I'm going to be the CEO's wife in the future. Oh, I'll let you in on a little secret because you're my ex-boyfriend and everything. So, you see, I purposely got pregnant with his baby so that he would have to marry me.
I see. So this time, he was the one being used, I guess. Usually it's the other way around, but I guess there's a first for everything.
Excuse me? Are you accusing me of using him or something? Ugh, come on, Emilio. Just because you're jealous doesn't mean you can just say things like that.
Still, though, I'm still surprised at how much you've changed since the first time we met. The Erica I knew would never have said such a thing and would be disgusted with you right now. I'm going to give you a warning now because I don't want you to come cry to me later saying, "Why didn't you tell me?" or something.
What do you mean you're going to give me a warning? But it's certain that I'm going to be the wife of a CEO and live a life of luxury from now on.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. It's up to you to decide after you hear what I have to tell you, though. Oh, and just so I can be honest with you, I just found out about this today as well.
Would you please stop talking in code? Just tell me what you're talking about.
First of all, it's not decided yet who the next CEO is going to be.
What?
You're part of the General Affairs Department, the department in charge of controlling the information that goes around the company. So you should know that there hasn't been anything yet on who's going to be the next CEO, right?
But Moreno says that even though it hasn't been officially announced yet, it's already been decided within the inner circle of the company.
So you just believed him? He wasn't lying exactly because he believes it himself, but he's just being delusional when he says that.
What? It's not really going to be him?
All I said is that it's undecided, but I highly doubt that he's going to be the next CEO considering his relationship with his father and uncle. That reminds me, the second thing I wanted to tell you is that even though Moreno is the CEO's nephew and the senior executive director's son, he's caused so much trouble that he's basically on the verge of being disowned by his family.
Wait, what do you mean he's caused so much trouble?
You see, the reason Moreno came to our company using connections in the first place is because he laid his hands on 3 female employees simultaneously at his last company, even though he already had a wife and children.
He had a wife and children, but went out with 3 different women at the same time?
Yeah, impressive, right? Although apparently his wife found out about this ultra cheating of his and divorced him, taking custody of their children.
What? But he never told me he already got divorced once and had children.
Actually, he's already been divorced twice. And of course he didn't tell you. He's the kind of guy who only tells girls what they want to hear. He has the talent for it, I'll give him that.
He's already divorced twice? But isn't he like 25 years old?
Yes, like I said, he's a very talented man when it comes to such matters. Back on topic then. His previous company found out about what he did, and so he couldn't really stay there anymore and voluntarily quit. It seems he went crying to his father, who's the senior executive director at his company. and got him to land him a job at this company.
So that was what he meant when he said he used connections? I thought that he...
You thought that he had finished his training at another company, and he was welcomed with open arms at our company as a promising future CEO?
Well, I mean,
To tell you the truth, he didn't do any work while he was here at our company. He mistakenly thought that he was protected by his father, the senior executive director, and his uncle, the CEO. And even though he was still in training, he did as he pleased. The planning department was in chaos because of him.
But no, I had thought he was allowed to skip training and was placed directly into the planning department.
That's only what he thought had happened. The truth was that he was just going to begin his training as a member of the planning department.
What?
The training he was supposed to undergo at other departments was all canceled because of his terrible attitude. So we've been stuck with him here at the planning department all this time. But now that his training period is over, we can finally let him go because we're obviously not hiring him.
What?
That means that he's currently unemployed.
He's unemployed?
It seems that letting his son join the company was his father, the senior executive director's last act of mercy towards his son. As you can already see, it didn't go well. Since he indirectly caused a mess in several departments by letting his son join the company, he plans on resigning from his position as a senior executive director and move to the countryside with his wife. But still, I wonder what Moreno plans on doing from now. He has no job, but he has to pay child support for the 4 children he had with his 2 different wives.
4 children?
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to have to pay for 5 soon.
No, what am I...
Considering the situation, the only option left for him is to find a new job purely with his own skill, since he no longer has any connections he could rely on.
No way, this can't be true. Emilio, I'll get back together with you so you could take care of me and the child in my belly.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you, but I already got engaged.
What? When?
After the 2 of us broke up, my uncle introduced me to a wonderful young lady. We've been going out ever since and are planning to get married.
What? You're going to get married with a woman your uncle introduced you to? It's obvious that things will go better with me, the woman you met naturally, than with this woman that was just introduced to you. I mean...
Yeah, but if things didn't go well, then we wouldn't have gotten engaged in the first place. Don't you realize that?
But surely there aren't many women on the same level as me.
It looks like you haven't noticed yet, so I'll be kind enough to tell you. At first, I liked how you were so confident in yourself because you were the kind of person who was willing to do hard work for better improvement.
So you understand then?
But you lowered your own value the moment you decided to cheat on me.
What do you mean by that?
Why don't you think about this carefully from another person's perspective? What would you think of a woman who has sex with another man even though she already has a boyfriend? Not only that, but one who's more than happy to go to a hotel with this other man the day after she meets him. Don't you think that such an easy woman would normally be looked down upon?
No, I don't, but...
You don't even understand that?
So that's how I look now to other people?
Yes, you really have fallen, Erica. There's nothing admirable about you anymore. Goodbye. Considering what was probably going to happen in the future, it would probably have been best if Erica hadn't quit her job. But apparently, it had already been several days since she turned in her letter of resignation, so there was no going back. Since Erica was now pregnant with Moreno's child, the 2 got married, but both of them were unemployed, so it was unsure how they were going to support their soon-to-be-born baby. That's when Moreno's father, the former senior executive director, gave the 2 of them 50,000 euros to help them take care of their baby, saying that the child is innocent and he or she shouldn't have to suffer for the mistakes you 2 have made. Sadly, though, Moreno and Erica thought that this money was theirs to spend however they pleased, and all of it was gone in an instant. 1 month later, they went to Moreno's father again asking him for this month's allowance, which is when he found out about what they did with the 50,000 euros he gave them. Moreno's father gave up on the 2 of them. Then it was decided that their child will be given up for adoption and raised by a distant relative of theirs. It seems that Moreno's father is going to make the 2 of them repay the 50,000 euros they spent thinking it was their own money. Now apparently, the 2 of them work from day to night every day, insulting each other all the time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.